And we see right now Mike Selesky will be on top. Gavin, as you saw earlier, was Charizard, Garchomp, Scrafty, Gyarados, Venusaur, and Rotom Wash. Mike Selesky donks with Chandelure, Amoonguss, Hydreigon, Kangaskhan, Scrafty, and Rotom W. I'm actually really surprised to see Mike Selesky awake at this hour. I believe he just woke up from his nap after sleeping on some things. And he is joining us right now to play against Gavin as we are about to go underway here at the top 8 of the Long Beach Regionals. And starting off, Gavin leading his usual Scrafty Charizard lead, while Mike leads with Chandelure and his own Scrafty. Scrafty's Intimidate coming off to intimidate the Scrafties, so the Scrafties are slightly scared of these leads right now.
So many Scrafties.
So many Scrafties.
You said Scrafty like 10 times in the last 15 seconds.
You should have seen how many times I said Rotom Wash last game.
Oh, God.
Len, how do you feel about this matchup right now so far?
Well, the Scrafty is kind of a wash, and I feel like Chandelure probably has a bit of an advantage right now. So.
Chandelure definitely benefits from Charizard Y Sun, and Charizard Y Mega Evolves, bringing out the Drought. What do you think?
It's going to bring out the Drought, allow for the option of big fire attacks from Chandelure that'll actually hurt Charizard.
Big fire attacks.
And Charizard doesn't have that option to hit back, so.
Scrafty coming out with the fake out. Gavin outspeeding the other Scrafty.
Oh, and going for an overheat.
And going for the overheat on Scrafty in the sun. And that does about 66% to that Scrafty. And Chandelure sets up a substitute.
Interesting move.
Interesting move. And Scrafty flinching and not performing a move. And Chandelure reveals its leftovers. So sub Chandelure.
Sub. Yeah, sub Chandelure seems pretty good. Sub lefty Chandelure. Saw the lefties he'll go in there.
Have you ever seen Substitute in XY?
XY? No, I haven't, but
now we have.
Now we have, and it's huge.
Omega Donut opting to switch out Scrafty, sending in his own Rotom Wash, and Charizard firing off an overheat
another
in the
overheat.
sun.
It's going to do very little.
Rotom Wash, of course, being very bulky and resisting it, and now Charizard is at -4. Chandelure coming out with the Heat Wave, hitting both Scrafty and Charizard in the sun, doing a little less than half on Charizard and bringing Scrafty to the yellow because of a critical
double crit. So strong.
Scrafty coming out with a crunch on the Chandelure substitute.
Gonna get that sub down, but that's pretty much it for this turn for Gavin.
Breaking that sub, that's actually very important. You don't want to leave a Pokemon hiding behind a substitute like that.
Especially not when it's that big of a substitute.
Absolutely not. Omega Donut, and we actually have two former one defending national champion versus the former national champion of 09 playing off right now.
4 years apart.
4 years apart. 4 more years.
So what do you think Gavin needs to do here to get out of this little hole he's put himself in?
Well, Gavin definitely needs to get Charizard out there, which he does. Charizard comes out. Chandelure putting in its own substitute as Garchomp comes in, and a Will-O-Wisp comes out, hitting the...
Scrafty. Oh, but Lum will heal off the the burn, and now the sub gets broken again. I just was fucking with you.
So Chandelure's sub is broken now, and of course recovering some of those leftovers. Lumberry heals the Scrafty of its burn. Len, what do you think so far?
Well, Garchomp's definitely going to do better against Chandelure than Charizard could, so we may see things start to turn around here.
Definitely. How do you feel about those stats that pop up now?
I think those are great. It really gives you a chance to get a good feeling of how skilled of a player your opponent is.
I have 0 eggs hatched, by the way.
So do I. That's why we're both sitting here.
And not there. Chandelure switches out for Hydreigon as Gavin switches out his Scrafty for a Venusaur, who did so much work in the previous matchup. Garchomp protects this turn from possibly trying to protect himself from a Will-O-Wisp.
Don't want to get burnt.
And Gavin reads that perfectly and blocks that Will-O-Wisp. This is actually the first Hydreigon I've seen also. Have you seen any Hydreigon in your tournament so far?
No Hydreigon. Lots of Salamences.
So lots of Salamence, no Hydreigon, no subs.
No Scrafties.
I always thought you were a big fan of Substitute Garchomp.
I am. Substitute Garchomp is the best Pokemon in the game, but I didn't use it today.
So you never seen the sub. Venusaur with that Chlorophyll boost gets off its Sleep Powder onto Omega Donut's Hydreigon.
So see, Omega Donut sleeps on things, and so does this Hydreigon.
So does this Hydreigon, that is correct. Garchomp coming out with the Dragon Claw onto Hydreigon,
Ooh.
survives with just a little bit, and Will-O-Wisp hits the Garchomp.
This is big here. This is where Subluffy's Garchomp wouldn't get burnt.
Promoting your own Pokemon, I see.
Yeah.
So Garchomp now takes chip damage from the burn as Venusaur now threatens a lot on Omega Donut's side, and Sun is a big team now.
Yeah, Charizard has really made Sun one of the top teams. Charizard's power is hard to deny, so it's a good strategy.
Right. Rotom Wash from Omega Donut switches out to Chandelure, and Hydreigon is still sleeping. It is almost midnight here.
Yeah, it's
It is
probably
almost
time for
midnight
Hydreigon to be asleep. Ooh, Rock Slide is big.
Rock Slide coming out, and that knocks out Hydreigon and does a little less than half to Chandelure.
Chandelure already had some damage. That was just a little bit, like a quarter.
And Venusaur gets the Sleep Powder off on Chandelure, and Chandelure is also taking a nap. Omega Donut's Pokemon sleeps in battles.
They say your Pokemon, follow the trainer, learn the behaviors of the trainer, and you can see that in effect here.
Yeah. Wow. Omega Donut is definitely in a bad spot right now.
Yeah. At least that Garchomp's burnt, so that Chandelure seemed pretty bulky with how little it took from Rock Slide, so maybe it's not as bad as we think, especially now that Garchomp takes an Intimidate too.
Scrafty coming out with the Intimidate on Garchomp and Venusaur. Garchomp now at effectively -3 with the burn and the -1. So Garchomp will be doing a lot less damage than normal.
Yeah, definitely not the huge threat you would normally see from Garchomp, but Venusaur is still a big threat, and Chandelure can't take care of it while it's asleep.
Venusaur has been a big threat just constantly while it's in the sun, as Venusaur actually switches
To bring
out
back that sun.
to bring back the sun. That's right. Sunlight comes back up, and Scrafty comes out with the Fake Out onto Garchomp, and
prevent-
Rough Skin.
Any EQ there, but yeah, that Rough Skin is going to hurt Scrafty.
Garchomp flinches, and Chandelure continues to take a nap. This is a tough spot for Mike.
Yeah, but you got through another turn of Shandy sleep, and if you can get Shandy back awake, it's going to be huge for him. So
Yeah, definitely. Omega Donut's Pokemon have to wake up this turn in order for him to have a fighting chance.
they really do. He's probably going to lose Scrafty this turn, but if Shandy can tank out whatever Garchomp throws at it, and I don't see Charizard being much of a threat to Shandy, so
Omega Donut opting to retreat Scrafty this turn, sending in his Rotom Wash. And Garchomp comes out with the Earthquake, not affecting Rotom or Charizard. Why? And Chandelure is going to take a Burned and Intimidate Earthquake pretty handily.
yeah.
Oh,
Gavin trying to
Oh.
avoid giving a Heat Wave boost, a Flash Fire to Shandy, or taking himself to -2 with Overheat. Tried to use Solar Beam to finish off Scrafty, and
gets the Rotom on the switch.
it's a bad turn for Mike there.
Terrible turn for Omega Donut. And he gets
More
up
giant
the sub.
subs.
Chandelure wakes up and gets the sub up, but it might be too late for anything to happen, really.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get Garchomp killed, Charizard, now that we've seen Overheat, Heat Wave, and Solar Beam from it,
Right. Scrafty coming in to intimidate Garchomp, and now Garchomp is effectively -4 with the burn and the -2 from the intimidate.
Burn and -2 is worse than -4 is.
It is?
Yeah.
Wow,
Burn's the
you're right.
secondary half.
That is 1/4. That is correct. I have been corrected by Len. That is worse than -4. So now it is Red Health Scrafty and Red Health Chandelure versus
The world.
the world, really. I mean, Garchomp, Charizard, and Venusaur. Venusaur is problematic.
So Garchomp going out there to get those Intimidate boosts taken off, intimidating Shandy or Scrafty itself.
Charizard opting to protect itself this turn. And Scrafty faking out into the Charizard Protect, and Chandler fires off a Shadow Ball into Charizard
It's a good Protect there.
For, yeah, pretty much a dead turn, and Gavin got it free switching. Both players now awaiting each other's moves and selections, but Mike has a lot to dig out.
He does.
He is in a hole. Big hole.
Big enough to sleep in.
He's gonna have to sleep in. Charizard comes out with the Solar Beam in the sunlight, no charge required. Comes out and hits the Scrafty and knocks it out with a critical hit, but that did not matter.
I don't know about that. I mean, Scrafty could have tanked it.
Chandelure coming out with the Heat Wave.
Big
Charizard
Heat Wave.
with the Avoid, and Scrafty goes down. Sun boosted Heat
So
Wave from Chandelure.
Sub will live another turn. Give Mike a little bit more chance to try to win this game with Chandelure.
Something hiding behind a sub is always great.
It really is.
You are very experienced in the substitute, so what do you think the odds are right now of Mike being able to pull something out while hiding behind the substitute?
I think they're actually not that bad because the other thing the sub's going to give him is an immunity to Venusaur's Sleep Powder.
Right,
And so I'm not sure. Venusaur will probably be able to break Chandelure's sub, but I'm not sure Charizard will be able to finish Shandy after that. And
Chandelure resists both of Venusaur stabs.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Ghost resists poison.
it does.
It does.
Do you think that Shandy's bulky enough to avoid having its sub broken by a resisted Venusaur Sludge Bomb?
Well, you got to remember right now we're watching Omega Donut play, and he has innovative spreads.
He does. So that this may be the bulkiest Chandelure we've ever seen.
He might have even trained them to survive Sludge Bombs, or for his substitutes to survive Sludge Bombs and Giga Drains.
Maybe
So we
so.
never know.
But even if Venusaur isn't able to break the sub, I think Venusaur and Charizard together will break the sub. And
Definitely. I mean, 3-on-1, that's a tough hole for anybody to dig out
it
of,
is,
even behind that sub. But
even if you're former national champion Mike Selesky.
you could always hope for something to happen.
And this is only game one.
This is only game one. I mean, best 2 out of 3 is a lot different than just one best of 1. I mean, Len, you've played in Worlds many times. How is best of 3 so much different from best of 1?
It gives you more chance to really search out ways to beat your opponent's team. And so Mike may have lost here, but he may have figured out what he needs to do in the next couple games to turn it around.
Right, and Chandelure's sub gets broken and survives the Solar Beam and fires off a Shadow Ball as the sunlight fades down to 39 HP with Charizard. But now it's Chandelure out in the open versus Charizard Y and Venusaur. Any chances?
No.
No chances?
Sludge Bomb will just kill
Good game?
his game. GG. I mean, unless this is... yeah, no. This game's over.
Charizard absorbs light and will fire off one last Solar Beam for the game.
No,
Sun's not
Sun
up.
is not up.
Sun is
and Solar Beam has a charge turn. And Sun is
Solar
not
Beam
up.
has a charge
Little known
turn.
mechanic.
Little known mechanic since Generation 1. I apologize. It is late out here in Long Beach, California, as Gavin, the King of Mars, defeats Mike Selesky, Omega Donut, in Game 1 of Top 8.